In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the, anyone? The Great Depression, passed the, anyone? A tariff bill, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which, anyone, raised or lowered? Raised tariffs in an effort to collect more revenue for the federal government. Did it work? Anyone? Anyone know the effects? It did not work, and the United States sank deeper into the Great Depression.
Almost 30 years ago, Larry Cuban said that the dominant paradigm in social studies pedagogy can be described as persistent instruction, a method where a teacher lectures in front of a group of students for the whole period. Unfortunately for those students, old habits do not end easily. Current research suggests that static lecturing does not lend itself very well to student learning, and that teachers should focus their efforts on creating highly interactive tasks where students actively do the content. Making the curriculum more engaging to current students, whom Mark Prensky dubs the digital native generation, has increasingly called on the use of technology. Digital natives, those under the age of 30, are the first generation to grow up surrounded by technology. They don't know a world without the connectivity of the internet, fast computer use, iPods, social networking media, and video games. As a result, schools have tried to adapt. The latest data indicates that for your 11-year period between 1994 to 2005, the number of classrooms with internet access increased exponentially from just 3% in 1994 to over 94% by 2005, with nearly universal student access to a computer. Over the years, teachers have long integrated technology into social studies classrooms. Unfortunately, the most common used piece of technology remains the ever-popular for digital immigrant teachers, the overhead projector. However, new opportunities to engage student learners have presented themselves as access and the technology itself improved. One key area of interest is the expanded use of video games in social studies classrooms. This is not an unexpected line of research, as the proliferation of video game use has expanded profusely. According to a 2009 video game industry report, almost 70% of households in the United States play video games on a daily basis. It also suggests that the demographic use of video games is changing as well. No longer are gamers exclusively adolescent boys. Everyone's playing. Research looking specifically at the video games as opportunity to educate has picked up steam in recent years and suggests that gaming can be a very powerful tool with which to engage learners in rich, immersive experiences. For this reason, video games are defined as games played either alone or collaboratively in an immersive electronic environment for reasons of either entertainment or learning. Social studies practitioners surely can use other means of immersing students in social studies content. However, what is unique about using a video game is that they do so by doing, not passively reading or theorizing about it. Schaefer, Squire, Halvorson, and Guy contend that video games are important because they let people participate in new worlds. They let players think, talk, and act in new ways. Indeed, according to them, players come to inhabit roles that are otherwise inaccessible. Much of the research focusing on teaching with video games argues their benefit lies within the immersive environment, with content in situated contexts, where players engage in learning experiences just for the pleasure of doing so. Moreover, research suggests that video games have a positive effect on student motivation to learn. It's for all these reasons that video games should be incorporated into an effective social studies practitioner's toolbox. Best practices within a social studies classroom call for lessons that engage students actively with rich content. Video games can do just that. For the last several minutes, you've been watching video game clips from commercial games that correlate well to social studies content. My challenge to us all is to find ways to meaningfully incorporate this technology into our classrooms. It hasn't been done yet, giving the current generation of educators a unique opportunity for pedagogical progress. Certainly, teaching with video games or more complex manifestations of technology is not as easy as simply lighting up the overhead and lecturing to students. However, given the state of social studies education, can anyone make the argument that new, non-traditional paths to reach our students need to be forged? Anyone? Anyone?